Hello, everybody. Welcome to this cloudy January 28th. It is a cloudy day today. We're expecting some rain this week. For those of you who don't know what my channel is about, it is about kicking diabetes ass. So, I'm not diabetic, but my husband is. He was diagnosed in early 2012. He was, we found out the hard way. He got really, really sick. We took him to the emergency room. They measured his blood sugar at 572 and they called it DKA, which is diabetic ketoacidosis. And that's just basically where the body produces excess blood acids, the ketones. So, anyway, he was in the hospital. He was in the ICU for 9 days and in the hospital a total of 2 weeks. And we had to do some serious changes at that time. I mean, because, I was I've grown up a Southern girl. I mean, I'm a SoCal girl, but I've grown up with Southern roots, with Southern cooking. So, we're talking the fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, chicken pot pies, homemade beef stews, chilies, biscuits, you name it. I mean, that's how I cooked for the longest time. And so it was a serious adjustment on our part. I had to clean out the refrigerator and it was pretty crazy. So anyway, so it has been a constant struggle. Well, it actually was there for a minute, and I will get into that in a second, but we just could not get his blood sugar down. I mean, he's been taking the metformin, and he was around the 200 range. Then he started over-the-road truck driving, and then he got a local gig here. He was working overnight, driving a truck. And still, it was hard because when you're a truck driver, you don't exactly have access to a break room where you have a microwave and a refrigerator, and you can bring leftovers that your wife, the healthy meal that she cooked the night before, or eat a salad or whatever, because you can't eat a salad while you're driving. It's just not possible. And so I was loading up his lunchbox with finger foods, things he could eat that were low carb and healthy for him. And sometimes, we'd have our little cheat stuff and everything, but we still stayed away from, the bad sugars and things like that. So then I started my channel. I started cooking low carb, and I introduced him to riced cauliflower, which he's not a fan of cauliflower at all, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, any of that. I love it. I eat it all the time, but he's not a big fan. So I made this cauliflower rice one day, and I added chicken to it and seasonings and everything. He loved it. So, and he's okay if it's not something he eats all the time. He can tolerate it every once in a while, but he's still not a big fan of cauliflower, but the cauliflower rice is okay. So, on that note, so I started him on the keto diet after I did. I started at the end of April 2018. About 2 weeks after I did it, I started him because his blood sugar, we could not get it below 350. No matter how hard we tried. I lowered his carb intake. He wasn't eating any sugar. And it was always fluctuating between 350 and 400. And we just could not get it to go down. So after I had started the keto diet and I started, looking at Pinterest and watching videos and learning all these different recipes and how to cook keto, I learned how to make him finger foods and snacks to put in his lunch or in his lunchbox so he can just eat while he's driving. One of the things, was, any kind of nuts, almonds, pistachios, cashews, peanuts. Now, honey roasted peanuts, he loves them, but you can't eat those anymore. You're diabetic and you're also on keto. So guess what? It's just plain salted peanuts. So, things like that. He loves sunflower seeds. And, now, I know that the hot and spicy pork rinds, people frown on those, especially strict keto, because of the, what is it, dextrose or maltodextrin that's in it? I think it's I can't remember, but anyway, even though it's still a low carb snack, um, but the seasoning, the spices they put on it, but every once in a while it's okay, and so we were putting in Slim Jims and cheese. Now, granted, the Slim Jims, I cut those off because they still had not high in sugar, but too much sugar. So I started putting in sliced salami and pepperoni, and I was rolling up lunch meat and putting like a seasoned cream cheese spread inside, and then rolling it up, putting that in his lunch. And green olives, he loves green olives, the big green olives with the pimentos in them. I can't stand them. I think they're disgusting, but he loves them. And these cherry tomatoes right here. So these right here, these are delicious, and he loves tomatoes, so he just, I'll put a few in his lunch. But that was when he was driving truck. He's no longer driving truck now. He has a normal day job now. So we pack him a lunch every day, and it's usually leftovers from the night before. So we've kind of fixed that problem, and so when I put him on the keto diet, we dropped his blood sugar down from 350, and within 2 weeks he was down to 147. So that was a significant difference in his blood sugar, and we were just so happy. It's like, finally, it's working. So anyway, anytime he would go below 120, he started getting the shakes and the dizziness and everything, like when your blood sugar goes too low, because I'm hypoglycemic. And so we talked to his doctor about it, and he said that we need to gradually lower his blood sugar, to get to the normal range, between 90 and 100. But because his blood sugar, his body, he's been functioning on a high blood sugar for so long that his body is just used to being at that range. So when we go too low, which, was the 120 and below, which is actually normal for normal, people who are following the diabetes diet, it was too low for him. So we had to kind of, doctor it up and just, kind of get it lower. So now he's, between 110 and 120, and he's feeling pretty good. He's healthy. So, here we are. So when I first started my channel, I was doing low carb cooking. And then when I started the keto diet, I turned to keto cooking. So I have some keto meals on here for any of you that, and they're quick and simple meals, especially for us working moms out there who, don't have time to cook and don't have time to look up Pinterest and look up this meal and blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, on that note, if you guys are wanting low carb, and they are low fat too. So the first few videos I posted were low fat as well. So, but those recipes I did, you can always add butter to them, coconut oil, MCT oil to the recipe, and make it a higher fat. It's still a low carb meal, and it's got you've got your protein, because I always cook with meat. So, anyway, so so changing the subject now. So I'm going down my list here. So I kind of fell off the wagon over the holidays, as we all do. So I'm trying to get back into ketosis. So okay, let me put it to you this way. All right, so Thanksgiving. I ate keto on Thanksgiving. I did not eat mashed potatoes and gravy, and that was torture for me because I have had mashed potatoes and gravy at every Thanksgiving dinner since I was a little kid. And this is the first year that I did not have mashed potatoes and gravy. I did eat green bean casserole. I know it's made with cream of mushroom and it's got the little onion things on there, but I didn't have a lot. But it was still, my veggies and stuff. And then after Thanksgiving, I have always eaten keto. I still do my intermittent fasting. I still eat my keto meals. But during the holidays, you know, when you've got all those cookies and candies and goodies around you, people are bringing them to your work. You've got at your holiday parties. Your husband's bringing home stuff that they gave him at work, you know. A lot of the cookies and stuff that he brought home, we gave to our son because he's not really following the keto diet or anything, which he should because the boy's getting chunky. But anyway, so, you know, month of December was kind of like, ugh, you know, and I was still following the keto diet, but I was sneaking cookies here and sneaking this there, you know. My mom, you know, every year she has the family over and she makes all these goodies. I mean, she's been doing these sugar cookies since we were little. My biggest fault is the Russian tea cakes. That's what she does, and those are my favorite. And I just can't resist those. And my bird, he's so cute. Anyway, so on that note, I am getting back into ketosis by starting a fat fast. So I've been doing my research. You know, I was wondering, I was like, okay, so do you do intermittent fasting when you're doing the fat fast? Can you do the egg fast with the beef and butter fast, you know? Because I was trying the egg fast, but it was like, oh my God, I was so freaking sick of eggs. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't even go full 2 days, you know? And I was even mixing it up. I'd have scrambled eggs with butter, and then I had some hard-boiled eggs in the fridge, and I would make a few deviled eggs from that. And it's just, I just can't stomach the eggs anymore. So anyway, I looked up a fat fast I was actually just watching YouTube earlier, and Ashley Salvatore, you probably heard me mention her in my blogs before. I follow her, and I also follow Dr. Ken Berry. If you don't already follow these two people, you need to, okay? Ashley Salvatore is great when you're following the keto diet. I mean, she walks you through everything. Daily keto meals, fat fasting, how do you know if you're fat adapted? How do you know if you're in ketosis? She shares some of her meals with you, all that good stuff. Dr. Ken Berry is more of on a medical standpoint with the keto diet, but he answers every question anybody has about the keto diet. Every day he's got a new video coming out that answers this question, you know, is keto safe if you're diabetic? Let's see, what was the other one? What to eat, what not to eat, or I'm sorry, what to drink, what not to drink when you're intermittent fasting. Let's see, the one that stood out to me, the one that I watch almost all the time because it's like, okay, what did he say here? Is if you're not losing weight on the keto diet, there's 13 reasons why. And he goes on to say, at about 2.5 minutes in is when I found out what my problem is, why I'm not losing the weight. Okay, I was diagnosed 15 years ago with insulin resistance syndrome. Okay, these are the 3 things that he talks about in the video. Number 1, if you're a woman. Number 2, if you're over 40. Number 3, if you have insulin resistance syndrome. The 4th one, he says, but I'm not, is when you're morbidly obese. Now, by today's standards, if you're 50 pounds or more overweight, you're considered obese. Okay, so yes, I am obese, but not morbidly obese. So those are the 3 problems I've been having. And then the other one, the other video I watched, what to drink and not drink when you're doing intermittent fasting, which is what I do. I do the 16-8. And my Bulletproof Coffee. So my Bulletproof Coffee consists of heavy whipping cream, butter, my skinny syrup, and my collagen powder, and a little bit of pink salt. Well, he goes on to tell the world that if you're intermittent fasting, don't drink your Bulletproof Coffee first thing in the morning because it will break your fast. You don't want to go over 50 calories. Okay, so he says just to drink black coffee with a little bit of butter, like a teaspoon of butter, and what was the other thing he said? I think he said a little bit of salt. I have to go back and watch the video. But anyway, I'm like, well, that's just going to make the coffee taste yucky and bitter and ew. So, because he said another, oh, wait, let me back up. So he says the heavy whipping cream, or the protein in that will break your fast. And also, like, 1 tablespoon is like 100 calories. So, actually, hold on, let me go grab it real quick. I'm sorry, 2 tablespoons is 100 calories. 1 tablespoon is only 50 calories, but I usually only do 1 tablespoon. And then I do the collagen powder, which he says is another thing, the protein in the collagen powder will break your fast as well. So, I'm just kind of, I just, and then he says you can't put the sweetener in your coffee either. And I'm like, that's not fair. Okay, so this morning I had my Bulletproof Coffee because I started the fat fast today. So technically not intermittent fasting right now because I don't think you're supposed to intermittent fast when you're doing the fat fast. So, but 2 different videos I watched, they had just black coffee. One girl had just coconut oil in hers, and then Ashley Salvatore did the butter and the keto creamer. So if she put creamer in her coffee, then I'm just going to do a splash of the heavy whipping cream instead of 1 full tablespoon because my coffee is already like 2 calories. And if I put the butter in there with the heavy whipping cream, it's going to go over 50 calories. So, but the thing is like, I don't know. See, that's where I'm confused. It's like, okay, can you still go over the 50 calories? Because I know they say with the fat fast, you eat like a 1,200 calorie diet. That's just fat and protein. So with the fat fast, you can do eggs and butter or beef and butter. So last week I did try the egg fast. Actually, take that back. I did more than 2 days. Excuse me. I went about 3 days. So, and I did lose, I think I lost about 5 pounds. So, but then I cheated over the weekend. I know I'm bad. So, anyway, yeah. So today I'm starting the fat fast. This morning I had 3 eggs and I chopped up a little bit of bacon. I fried that first. And it was about 1 ounce of bacon. So about 1 ounce of cooked bacon with 3 eggs and 2 tablespoons of butter. So, and then I did have 2 cups of my Bulletproof coffee. But I had my coffee in the morning before I ate. Then I ate breakfast. And then I had another cup about an hour ago. So, anyway, so this video is almost 19 minutes long. So I will, cut it off here in just a minute, but I just want to let you guys know that I'm starting the fat fast today. And so we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to do some beef and butter, and then we're going to do some eggs and butter too. I think I'm going to do some eggs with mayonnaise in it though, because I have tried that before and it really is good. It sounds gross, but it's good. So yeah, we will go from there. And I will keep you guys updated. I will make another video tomorrow because I work 6. I go to work at 6 tonight. So I won't be eating anything after 5 p.m. So I'm going to eat my last meal at 5 p.m. today. So I already have my coffee and my eggs. I'm going to do beef and butter around 5 o'clock and then go to work. And then I'm going to come home. Try not to eat anything. I got to resist my peanut butter because I love peanut butter at night with a big old glass of almond milk. And then I will keep you guys updated. So today is day 1 of my fat fast. Tomorrow I'm going to weigh myself to see how I did with the Bulletproof Coffee. And then tomorrow when I get up and weigh myself, if I've gone down any, then I know that it was okay. But if I haven't lost anything really, then I'm going to go with the butter and just the coffee. So wish me luck there. So anyway, okay, I'm rambling and that's it. So day 1, fat fast, updating you guys on my journey so far. And this is where we're at. So I will talk to you guys later.